When you think of overnight travel in Europe, you'll most likely think of sleeper trains. But now there is another option, a luxury sleeper bus with fully lie-flat seats. Tonight I've booked myself a top deck front row seat on this 14-hour trip from Spain to Switzerland, so let's go and check out the good bits and the not so good bits on another epic non-stop Eurotrip. Welcome back to Barcelona. The Catalan capital and Spain's second largest city has a population of 1.7 million, with 5.4 million living in the metropolitan area. It's a beautiful place that I've visited many times, without doubt one of the most iconic in Europe. I will definitely have to go back to see the famous Sagrada Familia, which is due to be completed later on in 2026, marking 100 years since the death of its architect, Antoni Gaudí. And to make a quick visit to the Plaça de Catalunya main square, and of course go to another football match at the Camp Nou. Anyway, let's head out to start tonight's trip with Twiliner on one of their two new luxury sleeper bus services, Amsterdam and Brussels to Zurich, and the one we'll be taking tonight, Barcelona to Zurich. The nearest Barcelona metro and Rodalies commuter train stop to the bus station is Arc de Triomphe, which is easily accessible from the city centre. Barcelona Nord is the main bus terminus with a hive of activity occurring down on the main plaza. Entry is gained from around the left side away from the main building. Bus stops and taxi ranks can be found right outside. The main concourse is one level down, accessed by stairs or lift. There are some big renovations going on here at the moment, so hopefully all the temporary signage and builders' paraphernalia will be sorted soon. Across from the entry is the main indoor waiting room, which has quite a bit of bench seating. The departure boards didn't seem to be working in here though. Next to this are the staff ticket offices, which I can't imagine get much use with most people buying online in advance. I did find some departure boards down the far end in here, but my Twiliner service, due to depart at 7:30 PM, is not listed. Anyway, while we wait for our bus to arrive, let me show you tonight's route. We depart Barcelona and head north, calling it just Girona before crossing the border into France. It's then non-stop overnight to Switzerland, calling it the Swiss capital Bern, before arrival in Zurich around 9:45 tomorrow morning. Many luggage storage lockers can be found outside. This bus station serves a multitude of operators, including the ever-present Flixbus and the largest Spanish operator Alsa. Our Twiliner double-decker coach pulls in around 20 minutes before scheduled departure. They have a capacity for 21 passengers across the single class of travel, with 18 seats on the top deck and a further 3 on the bottom deck. As per EU regulations, they are speed limited to 100 km per hour. I think it looks very smart, so what do you say we get on board? Suitcases can be checked in with the staff member, who will then scan your ticket and you're free to board. Wheelchair access can be arranged by contacting Twiliner at least 36 hours before departure. These 3 bottom deck beds are suitable for accessible needs. There is a large toilet down here which we'll check out later on. The top deck features 6 seats in the rear compartment, with a further 12 found forward of the stairs. All seating is in a 2+1 configuration, and they all convert into fully flat beds, which we'll check out shortly. My first impressions are of a really good finish, with a stylish and quality interior. Backpacks or carry-ons can be stored on the shelves by the stairs, with smaller items able to be placed on the overhead racks. or you can just put stuff by your feet next to the amenity bag, which is what I did. We depart exactly on time at 7:30 PM, with only 6 of the other seats occupied upstairs and none downstairs. This journey from Barcelona to Zurich is scheduled to take 14 hours and 15 minutes, covering a total distance of 1,069 kilometres. The prices are fixed and do not change depending on when you book. The buses are not selling out right now, with over half of the seats available for this journey tonight on the day of editing. The price per bed is 156 Swiss francs. Seat selection is free unless you want the front row, as I did, which costs another 30 Swiss francs on top. I'm so glad that I have my unlimited data Holofly eSIM installed for this trip. The 4G and 5G connection on tonight's route was excellent throughout, even when moving between multiple countries on the trip. It was seamless. Holofly is the leading eSIM provider who covers over 200 global destinations with unlimited data, including over 15 regional eSIMs. It's my go-to choice for travelling. You can even personalise your eSIM with the exact number of days you need. They also have the option of Holofly plans, a global data subscription plan which covers over 160 destinations with one single eSIM, with both unlimited data and 25GB Lite options. They both have no contract and you can cancel at any time. Use my code Nonstop Eurotrip for 5% off on any Holofly eSIM and 10% off on Holofly plan subscriptions for 12 months. And if your eSIM expires, the Always On feature will keep you connected with 1GB of data per month in over 70 destinations as a backup for extra peace of mind. If you have any issues, then 24/7 live support is available, either by web chat or WhatsApp. This means a worldwide unlimited data eSIM installed directly on your phone in minutes, and you can even hotspot other devices or your friends. Just click the link above or in the description below and use code Nonstop Eurotrip at checkout and grab yours today. And it's a good job that I had my Holofly eSIM, because the onboard Wi-Fi didn't work at all. We are now pulling off the AP7 motorway to call at the first intermediate stop on the trip. This is Girona, the only calling point this evening and the only one until we reach Switzerland tomorrow morning. We call at the city's underground main bus station for a 10-minute stop where 4 more people board. This takes the total number of passengers to 11 in the 21 seats, including myself. There are 2 drivers on every Twiliner trip, and they swapped over here too. Let's take this moment to check out the revolutionary seats on board this one-of-a-kind European sleeper bus. They are really well padded and have a good ergonomic shape and an adjustable padded headrest. At the touch of a button, they extend into a fully lie-flat bed. An additional hidden storage pocket can be found in the leg rest. This bag contains a high quality mattress topper, sheet, pillowcase and pillow, although my pillow looked like it had been run over by the bus. There is also a small towel, an information card, a rubbish bag and a bottle of water. Here is a look at the bed all made up, and I have to say it looks really comfortable. We'll check out the seat's other amenities in the morning. We have now been on the road for a couple of hours and are heading out of Girona, back towards the motorway and towards the French border. For much of the trip, we cruise at the bus's limited top speed of 100 km per hour. Let's head downstairs to check out the onboard amenities within the bus. The left door here is the only toilet. This was surprisingly large and very well appointed. The water worked and the soap, toilet paper and hand towels were stocked up. Overall, it was very clean too throughout the whole journey. The right door is a separate dressing room with sink. Again, this was very clean. Good quality complimentary tea and coffee is available on the counter down here, along with chilled water in the fridge below. All other drinks, including beer and the snacks, eye masks and toothbrushes, are available for purchase by card using a QR code honesty system, although the prices are very Swiss. Okay, back upstairs and I go to set up my bed for the night. Unfortunately, the footrest now wouldn't stay in the up position and the staff couldn't fix it either, so I moved to the vacant single seat in the second row to go to sleep. Good morning from the France-Switzerland border. As all countries we traverse on this journey are in the Schengen border-free zone, no checks are carried out here and we sail through non-stop. I have to say, I didn't sleep especially well, with light coming in from the front window and the ride quality being a bit bumpy, especially when we left the French motorway network. Nowhere near as well as I usually sleep on a train. I'd definitely still rather be on here than on that Flixbus though. It's super cold outside this morning, with lows of -14 degrees C. The temperature inside was kept to a comfortable 22 degrees C. I guess this temperature difference was the reason for the condensation on the windows. By the way, I've now moved back to my front row seat, as I don't need the footrest when in day mode. I did pay 30 francs extra for it after all. I have travelled on a lot of luxury buses all around the world, some excellent, some terrible, so be sure to check out some of those videos after this one. We have already called at the Swiss capital Bern, but I must have been dozing, and we are now closing in fast on Zurich. Now we've got some daylight, let's have a look at the rest of the seat's amenities. 2 power sockets are located in the panel above your head and include both USB-A and C ports. There are more by the seat controls too. Above is also where you'll find the personal reading lights, cool bell and individual air conditioning vents. The side windows have curtains, however the front ones do not. I feel complimentary sleep masks should probably be included in the amenity kit because of this. There are both lap and leg seat belts. The former must be used at all times when seated, and the latter must be used when sleeping to comply with the terms of operation with the flatbeds. A tray table pops out from the side of the seat base. Although not very big, this was pretty sturdy and fixed into the seat securely using these fold-out latches. Here's a look at it all set up after we arrived. As we are now approaching the end of today's journey, let me summarise my experience with Twiliner on board their luxury sleeper service from Barcelona to Zurich, the first lie-flat bed night buses in Europe. Overall, I love the concept, and you can tell they have put in a huge amount of effort to achieve a high quality product and service. The seat was comfy in both upright and lie-flat modes. Even if my footrest did break, everyone else's worked as intended. The bedding was also excellent, once my dirty pillow had been changed. Oh, and the Wi-Fi didn't work. The communal area downstairs, including the toilet, changing rooms and drinks area, was also kept clean throughout the trip, and again was all good quality. My main issue is that sleeping on a bus is never going to be as comfortable as sleeping on a train. Roads just aren't as smooth as rails. It will also never have the speed of a flight. So is this worth the quite steep price tag in my opinion? Well, yes and no. There is no sleeper train on this route, and if you can't or won't fly, then Twiliner is definitely a more comfortable option than Flixbus, and you do save an expensive night in a Zurich hotel. But on the flip side, you may not sleep well, and there are no showers, so the choice is what you value more, I guess. We arrive at Zurich's main bus station around 50 minutes early at 8:55 am. Have you been on any sleeper buses with beds before? If so, with which company and in which country? How did they compare to this one? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to new video ideas, so if you have something you'd like to see on the channel, then drop me a DM on Instagram, Blue Sky or Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.